Hi everyone, welcome. First of all, a very congratulations to the winners of GATE 2023. You won the match. Congratulations to the fighters, not losers. According to me, you are not the losers, you are fighters. Congratulations to you too, because you got one more opportunity to prove yourself, right? I always strongly believe universe always give messages to us. To the winners, universe given a message that I seen your efforts, I recognized your efforts. If you keep doing your work like this, I will keep giving success to you like this. This is the message to you by the universe. The second message given by the universe to the fighters, I seen your efforts, I recognized your efforts, but I don't want to see you with a normal rank. I just want to see you at the top level. That's why I'm giving one more opportunity. Fight back. Okay, so I just want to tell you two lines only for the fighters. Jeena hai to marna sikho, kadam kadam par ladna sikho. Just sit at the corner of your room, don't talk with anyone, switch off your mobile phone, switch off your Instagram account, switch off all social networking sites. Think about these two lines. Think about the inner meaning of these two lines once, at least for the 2 minutes. You will realize the real meaning and you will fight back for sure, right? So let us start our important topics of physical chemistry today. Okay, so first of all, quantum chemistry. So in the last class we have discussed about the important topics of chemical kinetics, polymers and surface chemistry. Now the quantum chemistry. So when it comes to quantum chemistry, operators, first of all, very important. All operators are important, but among those operators, Hermitian operator is very important. You can expect definitely one question. 90% chances are there to come one question from Hermitian operators, right? Dagger, that is very important, and you have to remember the properties of dagger. A dagger equal to A dagger equal to minus A, anti-Hermitian operator, right? So you have to remember those properties of operators, very important. Next, hydrogen atom. So in hydrogen atom, you have to know how to find out N, L, M values. Okay, definitely you can get one question. Remember, in quantum chemistry generally it is a vast chapter, very huge chapter, but if you can complete these topics at least, okay, if you can complete at least half of the topics of quantum chemistry, definitely you will get at least 20 marks, 20 to 25 marks. Okay, weightage of this chapter in examination is very high, remember. Okay, so hydrogen atom is very important. First and second order perturbation, just remember the formulas. Two formulas are there for first and second order, and do previous year questions. Okay, so just focus on formulas and do previous year questions. Just try to practice more and more previous questions of quantum chemistry, that is more than enough. Okay, so next, commutators, obviously very important for GATE and NET both. Okay, focus on commutators. Eigenvalue, okay, examiner will give you one operator and ask to find out eigenvalue. So this is also important. Eigenvalue equation. De Broglie equation is not that important. If you want, you can leave. Normalization constant. De Broglie equation generally important for GATE. Okay, so normalization constant, you have to know how to find out the normalization constant. One formula is there, you have to remember and practice the questions. Next, particle 1D, 2D and 3D boxes. Particle in 1D, 2D and 3D boxes. When it comes to 1D box, you have to remember the formula of symmetrical box and asymmetrical box both. Okay, so in this you have to remember the energy formula and degeneracy formula. Okay, just to focus on energy formula, degeneracy formula, and practice previous year questions, more than enough. Next, probability formula, very important, and examiner can ask one question on probability formula. Generally these probability questions and normalization constant questions comes under 2 marks. Okay, so if you definitely, I can say one thing, if you focus on normalization constant and probability and average value, so among these three, definitely 2 marks will come. Definitely 2 marks will come. And if you focus on this particle 1D, 2D and 3D boxes, definitely most probably question might come in 4 marks, right? So next one is, when it comes to average value, in average value you have to remember average value of X. Okay, direct values you can remember, right? Direct values are there for this 5. You have to remember those values. Okay, direct question might come sometimes. So average value of x, position operator, average value of x square, average value of px, average value of px square, average value of kx, average value of kinetic energy operator. Next, simple harmonic oscillator, again in the same simple harmonic oscillator, same thing like 1D box. Energy and degeneracy formulas. Okay, formulas of energy and degeneracy you have to remember for 1D, 2D and 3D simple harmonic oscillator. Okay, at the same time you have to remember wave function plots. Wave function plots are also important for simple harmonic oscillator. Next, rising and lowering operator. Yes, rising and lowering operator, L plus L minus, question might come into marks. Okay, so next one, virial theorem, very important, no doubt, definitely 4 markers, you can expect 1 4 mark. Next, radial and angular nodes, 2 formulas are there, n minus L minus 1 and L, so direct questions might come in 2 marks. Next, you have to find out the radial nodes by giving one equation, right? Examiner will give you one equation and ask to find out the radial nodes in hydrogen atom, right? So this is very important, you have to practice this type of questions, right? Equation based questions. Next, most probable radius for 1s, 2s and 2p, right? So if you don't want to read most probable radius, if you don't want to practice most probable radius derivation, it is okay, but at least remember the values, direct values of 1s orbital, 2s orbital and 2p orbital. Okay, direct values of most probable radius, just remember the radius value. Okay, so next, relation between the average energy and probability. This is nothing but your superposition principle. So when it comes to superposition principle, you have some formulas are there. In these formulas, in this superposition formulas, the relation between average energy and probability, right? That is very important. Average energy equal to P1 E1 plus P2 E2 plus P3 E3. Okay, C1 square plus C2 square equal to 1, normalization, right? So in superposition principle, you have 2 to 4 formulas are there. You have to remember those formulas and practice questions. Very important. Next, variation theorem. Obviously, variation theorem is very important. You have to remember those things also, right? So next one, linear variation principle. So here you can expect 1 4 mark question. Okay, because last time examiner didn't ask on this. Okay, on this linear variation principle, last 2 years examiner didn't ask. So this time you can expect 1 question on linear variation principle, determinant. Okay, so they will give you the determinant and ask to find out the minimum energy. Okay, ask to find out the minimum energy or ask to find out the roots, right? So this is very important for this. This time this can be important, right? And next one is Huckel molecular orbital theory. Generally excited state energy and dissociation energy. So generally some formulas are there, 5 to 6 formulas are there and 6 systems are there. Only 6, approximately 6 systems are there for Huckel molecular orbital theory. So you have to remember those, how to find out excitation energy and dissociation energy on those systems, right? So next one is molecular orbital theory, valency bound theory. If you don't want to understand MOT and VBT, you can leave. Okay, so if you can understand VBT and MOT, focus on questions, otherwise you can skip those things. Okay, so these are the important topics. So one thing I just want to tell you, if you can focus this variation principle, linear variation principle, radial and angular nodes. Okay, so next one is probability, normalization constant, average value. Okay, these are very important. Commutators, operators, definitely you will get 15 marks, around 15 marks you will get, only if you focus on these things: operators, commutators. Okay, these are our average value, probability, normalization constant, radial and angular nodes, most probable radius, variation theorem, Huckel molecular orbital theory. Definitely you will get 15 to 20 marks, at least 15 marks. Okay, so next, when it comes to phase equilibria, you don't need to focus much on phase equilibria, just focus on what is phase, what is component, how to find out phase and components. Okay, so next, degrees of freedom formula, you have to focus on that degrees of freedom formula. Next, Clapeyron equation. Okay, dp by dt equal to delta h by t delta v. So just focus on that formula and do questions. So phase equilibria is very small chapter, just do previous year questions, that is more than enough. Okay, so next, focus on the diagram, phase diagram of water system, very important. For phase diagram of CO2 system, very important. And sulfur system is not that important for CSIR NET. And next one is phase transition process, right? First order phase transition, second order phase transition. These 2 phase transitions are very important. In this first order and second order phase transitions, graphs are there, Okay, so which is continuous transition, which is non-continuous transition, right? When it comes to second order transition, continuous transition. Okay, delta V transition of change in volume is 0. Okay, delta H is 0, delta S 0. Just to focus on these things and practice previous year questions for phase equilibria. Okay, next. See, I made already videos on solid state and chemical thermodynamics. I have given complete formula list. Okay, go and check the playlist. Write down all the formulas, read all the formula list. Okay, do previous year questions. More than enough. I don't need to discuss any important topics in solid state and chemical thermodynamics. If you read that formula list and do previous year questions, that is more than enough. Okay, so I don't need to discuss about these two things. Next, electrochemistry. In electrochemistry, first of all, you have to remember conductance. Okay, molar conductance, specific conductance, cell constant, basic terms you have to know, and you have to know how to do the questions. Okay, do questions on do previous year questions on these things. Okay, definitely 1-2 mark will come on this molar conductance, specific conductance, etc. Next, Debye-Hückel limiting law. This is very important. You can expect question here. And cell potential, standard cell potential, you can expect question on standard cell potential. Very important formula. And find, examiner will give you two equations, two standard cell potentials, and ask you to and will ask you to find out third reaction cell potential. Okay, how you have to find out? You have to use this equation, delta G equal to minus N of E naught cell. Okay, do previous year questions on this. Okay, so next, Debye-Hückel screening length. For just remember the formula of Debye-Hückel screening length and do previous year questions. Next, transport number. If you can understand the concept of transport number, then you can do the questions. Otherwise, you cannot do the questions. Okay, it is up to you. Okay, if you want to do the questions, then prepare transport number. Otherwise, you can leave this concept. So next one is acid-base titration. In this acid-base titration, strong acid versus weak base, strong acid versus strong base. Okay, 4 to 5 graphs are there. You have to focus on those graphs. Definitely graphs will ask. And at the same time, complexometric titrations. Complexometric titrations means substrate plus titrant, which gives rise to the product. Okay, so here also you have some graphs. So this complexometric titrations, acid-base titrations, graphs are very important. You have to focus on graphs and do previous year questions. Next, molar conductance and equivalent conductance. Examiner will give you the values and will ask you to predict, will ask you to calculate the resultant molar conductance. Right? You have to just remember the formulas and do previous year questions here. Next, Nernst equation, very important. You can expect one question here on Nernst equation. Equilibrium constant and solubility product. Solubility and solubility product is important for GATE. Equilibrium constant is definitely is very important for NET examination. Ionic strength formula, just remember the ionic strength formula and do previous year questions. That is more than enough. Limiting molar conductivity, again same thing. In this whole electrochemistry, you don't need to focus again on theory much. Okay, you have to just know the basic terms, you have to understand the basic things, and you have to do the previous year questions by knowing the formulas. Okay, limiting molar conductivity, very important formula. And mean ionic activity coefficient. Mean ionic activity coefficient, this is very important for GATE especially. Okay, NET also, this is important. Okay, for GATE, this is very important. So this is about the electrochemistry topics. If you can prepare these electrochemistry topics, definitely you can expect 5 to 6 marks. Okay, so next one is statistical thermodynamics. In this very important formula is S equal to Kb ln W. W is degeneracy of different molecules. See, when it comes to statistical thermodynamics, you don't need to focus on statistical thermodynamics more, because if you can remember the formulas, it is okay. I'm going to, if you want, I will provide you the formula list of this statistical thermodynamics, complete formula list. Revise that formula list and do previous year questions if you want. Otherwise, if you want to leave the statistical thermodynamics, if you say that we can't remember those formulas, then okay, you can leave the statistical thermodynamics and you can move. Okay, because the weightage of the statistical thermodynamics is very less in your examination, so you don't need to focus more. If you are preparing for GATE, then statistical thermodynamics is very important. You can't leave this, you can't miss this chapter. But when it comes to NET, it is okay. Even if you leave statistical thermodynamics, no problem. But if you want, I will provide you the formula list. I will try to provide you the formula list. Okay, and revise those formulas and try to do the previous year questions. Okay, so this is about the physical chemistry. And next, inorganic chemistry, important topics will come. After that, we will discuss about the spectroscopy, right? So that's all. Thank you so much.